So this video will be in the archive of REIGNation, which is on the website, which my ever-present producer is going to put the link in the group here, which again, members are free to access and be able to get whatever information they want out of it. It's got a great library and a great archive of different things that you could do, not lots of little stuff. Also the archive of all the past videos, so you're able to watch and learn and see what everyone's doing with all that, and the blog and all kinds of great stuff that we're really busting our chops on. So I hope that you actually enjoy it. Let me just see, who's, before I pick on Andy, well, maybe I'll pick on Andy. Who's using social media right now? Do they think that they think they're doing it effectively? Or even effectively, who's actually using social media? Okay, was that Deneen? Was that a hand up, or was that a mistake? Deneen Kearns.
Yeah, that was my hand up.
Okay, so tell everyone who you are, where you are, and what you're doing with social media right now. I think it would be good to know.
Hi, all. I'm Deneen, and I'm in Newport Beach, California.
Great.
Well, I do social media through a helper. I don't do it myself. I don't have time for that. But I do get a lot of people stating, since I've hired this girl, that she's doing a great job. So she posts about 3 times a week.
Okay.
Real estate related. If
Okay.
I've got a new listing or a sale, we'll post that. But a lot of other times I leave it entirely up to her. And she does do a few other realtors not in my area. So yeah, but I'm always getting compliments. So I think
Okay.
people
Look,
are
that's
noticing.
a thing. Somebody's showing the ocean. Okay, thank you, Jen. I don't know why you're showing us the ocean, but that's kind of cool. We'll go with the ocean. We like that.
That's
Or the
Deneen.
okay.
That's Deneen's Instagram.
Oh, that's Deneen's
Oh,
Instagram.
thanks.
Okay, so you see, Deneen,
And
you got to follow her here. This is,
cool.
and not in the creepy
Pretty.
sense.
It's very pretty. It's very. She does a good job. Her fonts and her uniform branding.
Yeah,
So
I did.
let me turn it around for a second. This might be a little bit easier and thank you for it, Deneen. And we're not done yet, but I want to just find out from you. What is the type of stuff that you actually watch on social media? So much of what I try to do here is reverse engineering, to actually reverse engineer where something's coming from. So if you think that there's a value to something in your life and what you're actually watching, what are some of the things and I don't want to hear about the politics. We all have an opinion. That's great. But if you could actually say something that might even be a momentary relief, or some type of content that you absolutely like, maybe it's kittens, I don't know, I don't care. But I'd love to hear from any one of you as to what is the content that Candy?
Okay.
Oh,
I'm sorry. Did you talk to me, or are you talking to Deneen?
no,
No,
go ahead.
I'm talking to anybody, but I thought you were about to say something. So I said, what content are you trying to consume on social media these days?
Okay, so I'm going to answer because I assume you're talking to me.
I am to Andy K. It's talking to you. What is it that you like to follow when you're scrolling through and you see everyone aimlessly scrolling? What is that type of stuff? Or maybe you're not aimlessly scrolling, but what's
So are you asking me what I follow?
What you follow? Yes.
I follow real estate stuff. I follow stuff on Israel. And I follow like my close friends, things that they're posting. And any prospects, I'm following them.
Okay. Is there any content that you like more than anything else? Is there anything?
Well, I think the reels for sure I know they get a ton of hits because I started doing reels a couple times a week on social media, and I've gotten a lot more followers because of that. So, now I'm basically trying to do more of those because of that.
Okay. And how many channels do you have, Andy? You have Instagram, you've got Facebook. Name the others if you have any others.
I have Instagram, I have Facebook, I have X, formerly Twitter, I have LinkedIn, and I'm on that Threads, which I just kind of got on. I'm just trying to figure out how that works, but now I'm on that Threads as well.
Okay, hold the thought there, Deneen. I'm back at you here. What is some of the content that you're actually consuming on social media?
I don't even watch real estate. I'm so sick of real estate.
Okay.
I do cooking, and if somebody's dancing, I'm watching that. It's a total distraction, but that's where you'll find me.
Yeah, okay. I think that's the point. That's what I want everyone to actually take a look at. Did anyone see the video of my punking my wife and going to the refrigerator and turning the can? Or didn't okay, so Daniel saw that, Andy saw that. It's on a couple of different channels. You know that had 15,000 views on TikTok. Now, for some of you who are TikTokers, you might be laughing, saying that's not even a lot. I don't know. I don't know whether it's a lot or not a lot, but I know from where I am, it's the personal content that grows and goes and all this. Now, what do my clients say to me one-on-one? What is the stuff that they want to put up? Just sold, just listed, under contract. And I'm not saying not to do this, but I'm also saying nobody gives a shit. Okay, I want you to really hear that. I think it's great for branding and it's great for stuff that goes out there. But when actually producing content, the thing that I want all of you to start to think about is what's in it for me. And that, when I say me, I mean what's in it for the actual audience or the target audience that you have. I'm not even going to worry so much about the size of your following, which everyone seems to think that that's a great thing. And indeed, more is certainly nice, but it doesn't necessarily add up to anything that's going to matter all that much if these aren't people, if they're all in some foreign country that happen to love your posts. It's not going to help you sell real estate, which is what I'm trying to get you to do here. So I ask a few more of you, what is some of the, who's heard of Mr. Beast? Nobody's heard of Mr. Okay, one person's heard of Mr. Beast, maybe a couple of people. Who's heard of Gary Vaynerchuk? Anyone ever see Gary V?
Yeah.
Okay. Tony Robbins?
Yes.
A couple of you have heard of that? Okay, somebody else, Judy, Nasim, T Money, anyone here? Delaney, help me out here. Dulce, God, all these new people here. Jamie Bridges, come on, give me something that you're actually consuming. I won't bite. Daniel might, but I won't. Kenny, speak. I got to wake everyone's ass up here. Kenny Bellini.
I like interior design posts.
Thank you, Mandy. You like interior design posts. Specifically, what is it about that you're gonna like?
I just love homes, and yeah, not unrelated, but not direct real estate content. I like seeing beautiful homes and interiors.
Okay, good. What's the following on those things? What do you think, how far along when you look at the people that you're following? If you could take a moment, I don't know if you're on your iPhone now, but if you could take a moment and take a look, the people that you follow, how many followers do they have? And I'll get to Jen in a sec.
Let me see.
Yeah, take a peek. You see, once again, all of you wind up saying, I'm going to come to these things. I'm going to actually go to these types of events and see what everyone's doing and what's going on. But we really need to be prepared to make certain changes to the content that you're putting out there. By the way, myself included, I make the same mistake over and over again. I've got about 8 or 9 social media channels, and it is very, very, very difficult to manage all of them if you really want to do it properly. And we're going to talk about frequency and how much and all that. Mandy, any idea?
So like a local person I follow, she has almost 19,000.
Okay, and she's an interior designer?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know this person if she's local? Do you know her on a...
I've met her. I don't know her personally.
Okay, and she's pretty successful?
Seems like it, yes.
Yeah, well, it would appear to from that. Thank you for that. Jen, you're like busy tweeting away there. We're looking at at who you're following. Jen, your favorite person, what's the following that they have?
Oh, I guess I don't know the answer to that question. I was still on like interior design because I just discovered this trend called Bathtub Tuesdays, Tub Tuesdays. Do you guys know about that? It's really cool. It's just really cool bathrooms. So I'm kind of trying to hop on that trend and do home tours. But my new person I'm following is Karen Carr. She's a YouTuber. Do you know Karen Carr? She's in Savannah, Georgia.
Sure, I interviewed her here.
Oh, you did?
She's YouTube for Realtors, right?
Yes.
Yeah, she wrote the book. I actually had a very good meeting with her. And again, she's somewhere in the archive, which we could
Oh,
try and
great.
dig up. But interesting. You want to tell everyone about her?
I just found her. I just really connect with her because she's an older woman like me and very kind of quirky, down to earth, not very polished, kind of like I just really can relate to her. She's it's Karen Carr with the Carr. So I actually just joined her program because I'm trying to go all in this summer on my YouTube channel and start doing longer form horizontal content. Longer form meaning, 3 minutes, 5 minutes instead of reels. What else about her? She seems to be very prominent, like she's a speaker and she's been doing this a while.
Yeah. Well,
I'd love to see the interview you did if you can find it, or I'll scroll down.
yeah, Daniel, let's try and dig it up. It's been a long time. It's been a couple of years since I saw her, and I heard the name. I'm like, oh yeah. But this is what it is. If you could stop and think about what you like, and then take a second step and stop and think about what your target customer probably likes, you could begin to make content that's actually going to sell. I was just with my daughter in Los Angeles. When I put my kids up, skyrockets. Everybody wants to hear my kids. When I have just sold, nobody gives a damn. Now, look, what do? I'm a realtor. How do you marry the two? And I certainly don't want to just pimp my kids out on social media. That's not like just me. I would, but I don't know if it's actually going to work so much. So you have to ask yourself, how are you going to marry the two in order to actually make it work? Here's another question for everybody, and we're going to get to some of these answers as well. How many times a day or a week or a month or whatever it is does anyone think they should be posting on social media on any given channel?
Per week?
For whatever time increment you care to.
Yeah, I would say 3 times a day.
Okay, 3 times a day. Anyone else? Nobody else? Alicia, help me out, baby.
A couple times a week.
A couple times a week. Okay. Anyone else?
I thought Instagram just came out and said 3 stories a day, but only 3 well done posts is the new algorithm. Not every day, but more well done several times a week. That's what I heard anyway. That's the rumor I heard.
Okay. There may be some truth to it. I've heard, if you listen to Gary Vaynerchuk, none of us are posting enough. I don't think it's humanly possible for us to have enough time to do what he wants. What he's saying, and here's something for you to think about. How many, and I'll throw this out to Jen first. Jen, you post something on social media, on Instagram or Facebook, let's call that the social media. How many people are actually going to see it? You have 1,000 followers. What percentage of those people are actually going to see it? Want to have a guess?
I don't know.
Okay.
Probably less than 10%.
3 to 5%.
Yeah.
3 to 5%. And by the way, a lot of that is time driven. So if Andy makes a post now and then makes another post an hour from now, she may have a completely different audience. You see, here's the thing. All of you are thinking that you're over posting and you are so far off. You are so far off. You need to actually get content over and over and over again. They need to see some type of hit, and on multiple channels. So we're going to talk a little bit about the tools that we actually use right now. Meta, Daniel's been busy using the Meta. What is it called, Daniel? The Meta, give me the word.
Planner.
The Meta Planner. And we're going to put up on our blog and on the Facebook page some instructions on how to actually use it. I want you guys to watch it on your own. Daniel, remind me to get that up there later. But the reality is that you could use this to plan out months worth of content that people are actually going to want to consume. Here are the things that people think about when they think about me. I want you to know that I'm a good dad. When anybody looks at the thing, people see as a dad. Why? People trust a good dad. If we talk about it from the business standpoint, forget the fact that I have a passion about getting my kids and doing all this stuff on social media. That's my brand. That works really well for me. So I actually put that out. 2, obviously, I'm a realtor. 3, I'm a Jew. People know that I'm Jewish when they actually see the thing. Those are things that actually go up and people see the post, like it or not. That's me. And somehow, again, you're looking at what gets posted, you're going to see that that brand has actually worked for me because people interact with this. Do I show my daughter freaking out on Sunday night that she forgot to study for an exam that was going to happen the next morning? Anyone have a guess?
No.
No, fuck no. Of course I'm not going to do that. You know, we're not going to put that up there because at the end of the day, that's not going to help advance my personal cause. You know, what we're really trying to do is, now again, if it sounds like it's taking the joy out of social media, I hope not. I also try and pimp it out all the time. You can see right here, at Edmund Bogan and at REIGNation _group. I really wish we had a better name for it on Instagram, but I put out what we want everywhere we go, and we're able to actually nurture the people that we get. Remember the law of crap, CRAP, capture, reward, automate, and plan. We're constantly going through that as realtors, capturing leads, rewarding the leads, automating the process, and planning with them. If you could get that done, you're going to be able to segment and organize and understand who's actually following you. Now, some of you might say, well, wait a minute, I need a bigger following. I disagree. If you have a concentrated group of people, for example, there's a social media page that I've created called St. Andrew's Members. Now, for those of you who've heard me say this before, I'll be quick. I live in Boca Raton, Florida, in a country club, a gated country club community, 728 of the most beautiful homes, which I farm. I created a Instagram page called St. Andrew's Members, where I fully disclose that I'm a real estate agent, but the content that I put up is stuff that they want to see. And it's a private group, by the way. It's only for the people who live here and the adult children who are related to them. What does that get? That's just more social evidence that I'm able to communicate, and the content that goes there is going to be a lot different. It's not going to be, you know, anything with my kids per se. It's going to be what's going on with them, what's happening at the club. They just tore down the restaurant here, and they're going to build up another one, and they're doing all sorts of stuff. So what is the content? Let's say that you have a passion for gardening. Are there any gardeners here? Maybe you could put your hands up virtually if you are. Nobody's a gardener. Somebody's a cook. Who is cooking? Okay, yeah, Jen's a cook. Okay, I'm giving you the usual suspects here. A friend of mine, his daughter started a page called Chew York City, CHEW. I would suggest you follow her. Chew York City. Again, I get no free cookies by telling you this, but she has a great account. I think she has, at last I checked, like 110,000 followers, maybe more. And she eats. She goes out to restaurants and she gives her review. And what's interesting is that she gets shots of the food and the stuff that's going on in the restaurant, and then she narrates it. She's never talking in her own video. You're seeing a narration. So somehow that's resonated with people. And by the way, she's taken that when if she goes on vacation, if she comes down to Florida, she'll still do New York City. It doesn't matter. People want to see it. So if we go back to the basics of what's going to matter, who's got something? I'll pick on Gene. I'll pick on, again, T-Money. I love the name T-Money. Alicia, Arnold, any one of you, who's got some clients that you know are working in a specific industry that you might be able to appeal to? When I say specific industry, who's got a client that's a pilot? Or who's got a client that is, we said chef already, maybe even law enforcement? It's a tough one. Daniel, we got a tough crowd today. You know, a real tough crowd. You know, Delaney, what are you following on social media? I'm not going to let you get away with this. You got to unmute.
I'm mostly on TikTok, and the type of accounts I follow, they're usually like telling funny stories. So not real estate related, but like telling something about something that's happening in their job or something about their family. Usually I'm looking for like some sort of entertainment. So that's what I'm looking, like when I put out some videos, it's usually about either like a funny story about like a transaction that happened or like a horror story. People like hearing like negative stories more than positive stories. I'll share some of my success stories of like how I've helped a client, but people really engage more with like, oh my gosh, I can't believe like this happened, or like you saved this deal by, you know, this happened. So really just like storytelling content.
Okay.
And it comes really genuine because it's not like polished or professional. It's just them talking to the camera.
Got it. And tell everyone who you are and where you are.
I'm Delaney and I'm in Columbia, South Carolina.
Okay. As far as your business goes, have you been able to notice any opportunity that you've gotten out of social media? That's the next thing.
I've had some people DM me that are out of state because sometimes I talk about Columbia or what it's like to relocate to Columbia, and I'll have people DM me asking about it. I haven't had correlated direct business from it, but I'm working toward that.
Okay. Look, all this is good stuff. Remember, it's people want to, sometimes the story, I did a TikTok that got 30,000 views. That's so far my record. It was a woman who I was on a whale watching trip. Well, a whale trip. I was in California and I was doing some whale watching, and she made the perfect sounds that a whale made. We called her the whale watcher. It was kind of fun. Somehow 30,000 views. The dumbest thing you've ever seen. But people actually liked it. Now, how do we actually marry the content, Delaney, of the stuff that you actually love with the clients? How do we actually get that? And again, I won't pick on Delaney on that one. That's a tough question, but I'll throw that out to any one of you. Let's try and think this through. What can we do with the content that you enjoy to try and help elevate you as a realtor?
Do remixes.
What, say that again, Andy?
Do the remixes like on Instagram and take someone you're following and just do a remix where you can use their content and maybe put something about yourself on there, like your, what you do or whatever.
Sure. And a good remixes that actually works. But again, what is, and if Andy, let's build something together here right now. Name,
okay.
Without giving us the name of the client, give us a job or some type of characteristic of your last deal within the clients. What do they do? Who are they? Again, without giving us personal information.
Right. Okay. Well, this guy's he's got a big company. He's got shareholders, and the truth is it's something with pharmaceuticals. I don't know exactly what it is. So.
Okay. That was, you got me there. That was a tough one.
Sorry.
No. But it's good because again, if we could start to break it down and see what these folks want, you could start to produce content that actually matters to them. And then we could talk about what we could do. Look, when we said you're not posting enough, you should be theoretically making 200 posts a week. Something that sounds very, very difficult. But let's break it down just a little bit. Andy just said something important. The remix of what's going on. How do we actually remix content? Well, one of the things that we do, Daniel, you could post some of the tools that you're actually using. This video, for example, this meeting right now, Daniel's going to chop it up into, we've got a YouTube on this. We've got this on our blog. We're going to put this on, he's going to break it up and we're going to make it into vertical reels, provided I give him a decent shot in one of these things. He's going to get some time to actually make it into a vertical reel. Ted Turner, when he started CNN, and you got to think big here, said that their ability to grow the cable news network was their ability to replicate or to recycle the news. Think about it. You see the same stories over and over again. Once upon a time, if you're old enough, you remember they never did that. They never did that. It was never seeing the same thing over and over and over again. But what they found out was the human mind can actually take it, A. B, we need that repetition to sell. And C, it's incredibly cost effective because you're going to be able to use that information to recycle to be able to use that. So when I'm doing something here, Daniel's going to make sure it ends up in some form on LinkedIn. And he's going to make sure that it's going to end up in some form on some of the other channels. Daniel's using CapCut and Canva. Anybody hear of CapCut and Canva? Maybe you could put the links in the site here too, Daniel. Everyone needs a Daniel. Daniel's the greatest. He's busy doing that. Who else? Brooke, what are you using these days? If he's
using just on social media, Instagram and YouTube.
Instagram and YouTube. Okay, and any particular content that you're enjoying?
I like to do cooking shows occasionally from time to time. I like to cook a lot, and right now, just about historical videos of the area. You know, stories of Palm Beach per se.
Okay. Yeah, historical stuff. I'm glad you brought that up. Historical stuff is huge, huge. Now, you know, and again, and it serves your purpose as a real estate agent. So, you know, I wish Terry was here today, because one of the things that he said was he did a video about the East River in New York, which is actually an estuary, and that was his #1 video. Now, why was that? Because again, people really relate to, you know, they live in that area, they see it, they had never known. People do like to get a little bit smarter. Let me show you a clip here of something that actually I had go viral on a couple of different pages. And you could take a look here at what we did. You know, for those of you who know, I had bariatric surgery.
Well, I'm a paid
And of
actor,
course, I've got
and
a
this
paid
isn't
actor
a real
here.
company. There's no way to fake how fast you can
I
hire
did a weight loss video, and I'll
without
show you how we did it.
God, Daddy, you really need to lose some weight.
Oh yeah. Okay, here.
Oh, Daddy, I'm so proud of you.
Hey, wouldn't it be great if it was that easy? So that was, you know, I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but what we did, that's my daughter. We set the clock to the same time. I did my best I wore the same tie and a similar shirt. I wore a similar jacket. I'm wearing jeans here. At this point, I didn't have a suit that fit me anymore. And, you know, if we go back, what we did, I'm walking along here, and you could do this right now with your videos. It's a great little technique. And I'm talking. And at this point, I put my hand in front of the camera. Here we go. I put the hands in the camera, and that's the edit. A year later, I set the camera up the same way, and we did the shot. Let me just show it one last time, because this is a very easy thing that you could do. By the way, I've done this with houses. When somebody was tearing down a house and building up a new one, I did magic. Okay, here we go. Abracadabra. I put my hands in front of the camera. I pull it away, and it's a year later, and suddenly there's a house there. People love that shit. People love that shit. Here, let's take one last look at it here.
God, Daddy, you really need to lose some weight.
Oh yeah. Okay, here.
Oh, Daddy, I'm so proud of you.
Hey, that would be great if it was that easy. So on TikTok, people loved it. I've had it on multiple channels on YouTube. I've had it on Facebook. I've had it on a bunch of things. How does that relate? Thank you. Thank you. Aside from the fact that we know I love cake. What it really shows is the human side of me. I'm showing actually the warts and all. Everyone who's been to this has said to me multiple times, well, I don't look good enough, or I don't sound good enough. I'm putting myself up there, warts and all. And I think that provided it's not anything illegal, people like doing business with humans. They like being able to actually work with someone that is actually real. And it's something that people can relate to. 55% of America is drowning under its own fat. People can relate to that. People like that as an actual story. What transformations did you have with house? Deneen, go ahead.
I'll give an example. My daughter has a girlfriend. She's probably in her mid-30s. She's been overweight her whole life. We've known this girl. She started out with the Instagram or some kind of channel.
Okay.
Because when she started having kids, she's super, oh my gosh, she's freaked out about germs and bugs. So she started just posting about how, you know, her kids would like grab something off the floor and she'd freak out. She'd spray them with Lysol and all kinds of things. It was very humorous at the time, but this girl is overweight. And then she branched into clothing and how you can buy something in a large size or a small size. And she'd grab a friend of hers to be in the video with her to show the same outfit that both of them could wear. She has now almost 50,000 followers and is making a full-time living by doing clothing. And she just goes to different stores and shows how the outfits can be worn. And she's doesn't even wear makeup. She doesn't look good, but she's, you know, showing people how it works. It's amazing, her following.
Yeah. Okay.
So
So
that goes with what you said.
but again, now this is the question that I'm always going to have. How does one make the bridge? It's fun to do, and certainly there's vanity there. I love people, enjoying the stuff that I produce, and people like that. But how do you actually marry that to actually make money? That's really the leap that we have to work on here as a group. To actually be able to stop and think through what to do to be able to make that into something that helps your brand. And that's going to take a little bit more. That's going to say, what I'm trying to do with all of you. Some of you have come to me through my Facebook group, ChatGPT and Real Estate Mastermind. Some of you have come to me through, meeting you at a Tom Ferry event or meeting you at some type of thing. All these things, once again, I'm going back to how we actually get them. You're either going to like this or you're not. This is either the start of our relationship for those of you who are guests here, or we won't talk again. And that's fine. I mean, I hope we do. But, what you've got to actually say is, how are you going to be a collector of resources? That's what I want everyone to stop and think about. Jen, go ahead.
I guess I'm asking for some advice about that, because I'm trying to start an archive of my own journey, because I'm still a renter. I was never very good with money, and part of why I got into real estate was to grow up and learn more about, finance and start. So I want to document my journey, my own journey to home ownership, clearing up my credit. COVID as a massage therapist, we got completely wiped out by COVID.
Sure.
So, sort of rebuilding and then deciding to get into real estate. But it's overwhelming when you think about how you start that project, how you organize it. I don't know. And do you think that's a good idea?
To be able to document your personal financial journey, I think is brilliant. If you're willing to talk about yourself. Again, some people, I could talk about the fact that I was now 110 pounds heavier at one time. I could do that. I know who I am. I get and I still need shit to keep myself. I'm a nutcase when it comes to this. But guess what? All of you are too. All of you've got something. Everyone wants to act like they're perfect. They're not. I've got friends that are horrible alcoholics. They're wonderful people, but they have a horrible problem. I've got friends that have done this. I've got other people who don't know what to do with their money. Everyone's got something. And as soon as you get off your horse and realize that, you can start to talk about yourself, and you might even get teased or mocked. Weight, I say a lot about that. It's the last acceptable form of discrimination in this country, except for maybe a couple other things today. But for most part, it's a very, very bad thing to be able to walk around with the shame of all of it. If you are able to embrace it and talk about those things, Jen, I think that would be great. If you're talking about, I had these problems, this is what happened over COVID. Make it short and make it quick, and make it, go on. That said, how long should a post be? Anyone have an idea?
A minute?
Could be. Anyone else?
3 minutes. Up to 3 minutes.
Okay, could be as well.
Yeah.
If people like that, anyone ever heard the term binge watching? All of you have.
Yeah.
Some people sit and watch. I could watch Law and Order over and over and over again. I don't know how. I don't know what they put in that stuff to make me love it. I could watch Law and Order over and over again. So if you have the right content, people are going to want to react to that. Okay, let me just give you a couple things to think about. Friday, this is a week where we have a meeting on Friday at 12 noon. I'm interviewing Maria Babayev. For those of you who don't know her, she's among the top agents in the country. She is out of the Hamptons, New York. I think she's got a lot to say about this and many other things. I do believe that success leaves clues, and it's very good to meet these people. So that's going to be 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. I'm giving my Californians a break so they could get up at 9 and do this. If you want to have lunch with us in New York or breakfast with us in California, that's what we're going to be doing. Also, we have, and thank you, Daniel, for putting up Maria Babayev. I also want to show this for the, where are we here? I'll just share my screen. We've got the members mapped, which Daniel put out there. And this is basically the REIGNation members around the country. A lot of you have said, there's Harris, so you could take a look. There's St. Petersburg. So we've got various people in various areas. If you're curious to know, a lot of you have said, do I have a list of everyone? We don't give out just a spreadsheet of people, but we do have a list of people who are a part of REIGNation. If you want to be on that list, do get us your photograph and bio. I have a feeling that Daniel's going to get his there he goes. He's got his email address in there, and you're going to be able to send that to us. Okay. Anyone else on this topic before we get to wants, needs, and brags? Delaney, please go ahead.
Yeah, just to what Jen was saying, what I would do is take maybe like 10 or 15 minutes and type like your story and be as descriptive or rambling as you want and put it in a chat GPT. And I do something similar when I'm trying to get like a script or an idea for videos, and just write out like what your journey's been so far or what you think it's going to be, and then tell chat GPT, hey, I want to do like a series, I don't know, 60-second videos over like 6 weeks, and give me an idea of how I should break up that story.
Yes. So ChatGPT is very, very good at giving you instruction. Let me give you one other thing. Is anyone here on Perplexity? You could just say yes, because I can't see you right now. Maybe some of you.
No, what is it?
No one is? Okay. Perplexity is wicked cool. You're going to want it. So Perplexity basically draws from the internet. It draws from ChatGPT. It will draw from Claude. You're going to be able to make a blog in 2 seconds. Just watch this. What is your page about? Delaney, give me something that you want to make a blog post about. Real quick. What's on the top of your head?
Probate.
Okay. Probate in real estate?
Yes.
Great. Now it's going to draw instantaneously. It's really quite remarkable. Common challenges in probate. And boom, it actually, it says curated by Edmund Bogan, which makes sense because I didn't write shit here. This is going on all the different information that you have in there. But more than that, it actually makes a blog post that you could put up, common challenges in real estate, and you could edit and make certain changes to this. So I've said this over and over again, there are no excuses not to have content anymore. So you're going to be able to edit each one of these sections if you want. It quotes the resources that it got from it. And it does much more than what ChatGPT or any of these other things have done. It's called Perplexity, perplexity.com, the role of the executor in the probate sales. So you can do all of these things. What else does it do? It's not giving me options right now to put up some photographs, which I think is kind of odd. But if I didn't like this image, I'd be able to swap it out. And you could actually make it in a, you're able to change the layout and edit and do, here, add media. So it will find media based on this. I don't like that image. I could click here. Here, we could get that. Terrific. And let's say I want to add some other media. Avoid probate, it'll give this. Or if I want to change that, how to avoid probate court. And let's see here, we've got estate sales. That's a company, so I don't necessarily want to do this. Administrator versus executor. Okay, so it gives the different roles. And I don't know whether we're done or not, but let's take a little preview and we just go publish. I'm going to copy the link and I'm going to close this out and I'm going to give it to all of you. There, boom, a blog. Pretty wicked. Now, I didn't read it. That's a lame excuse for being able to say that you actually did something. I'd like to know that you're going to do a little bit more, but you don't have to. You really don't. Now, people are forcing all kinds of bad content down our throats today. Try and make it a little bit better. That's my one little golden nugget for you today. Perplexity is amazing. It really, truly is. There is no excuse for you not to have some type of content. Keep in mind, Delaney, you and I didn't plan that, right? Is Delaney there? Yeah. No, we didn't plan that. That wasn't something that was planned. She just gave me something. I threw it up there. I would encourage any one of you to give it a shot. Okay, questions on this?
Were you going to actually give us the link to that, or
it's in. Look at the look at the chat. I put the link to that story, and somebody else put it wasn't based on it.
What was the prompt though? Like I missed what you actually put in. You're so good at that. I'd love more help with.
Sure. So let's just go back here, and let's. I went to library. I clicked on page, and now Jen, I'll do one for you. Why don't you give me something that's you thought about today? It could be breakfast. It could be anything.
beating the heat in Scottsdale, Arizona in June.
Beating the heat. I like that. In Scottsdale in June. In June.
It'll be about 113, I think, tomorrow.
Okay.
Send
So,
us, we want Florida water. We want the water in Florida.
so here now it's actually gathering all the information. And it's talking about early morning desert hikes, sunset hot air balloon rides. Again, I don't know whether this was what we had in mind, but it also cites all the sources that this actually came from.
That's amazing.
I
Yeah.
just put that in, and once this actually creates it, you could change out the images. You could put your own unique images in. You could edit each one of the sections if you want to add something. If you want to put in, how this realtor does, if you want to make a little section of yourself at the bottom, hint, 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 you should. So this is just one new tool that we've got our fingers on the pulse of what's going on. And I'd like you to as well. Here, change this photo. I don't like it. Let's, well, there's no ocean in Scottsdale, as you just pointed out. There's,
Sunrise over Camelback. That would be a good picture for it.
where's that?
Camelback Mountain. It's our Phoenix Mountain in the middle of the city.
So, sunrise over Camelback. Let's see if it has it. I don't know if it does.
Oh, it will.
Let's see. Whenever I'm on, whenever we're sharing the screen, these things tend to take time.
Maybe add mountain so it.
Yeah, definitely add mountain. It'll bring
Yeah,
it.
add mountain in Phoenix so it kind of knows. I mean, camel. It's
Yeah,
probably
this is just a slow connection. I'm just telling you that it's for whatever reason it's slow on here. I won't stick with it too much longer because I think I made the point. You can do an awful lot with this, and you could be able to get that get the
Have
content.
you heard of Any Word?
Any
Is
word?
Perplex-
No. Any word you said?
Yeah, Any Word. It's another one that kind of trains ChatGPT to know your brand voice, but maybe this is even better.
It's people will oftentimes say to me, what is better? Here's the thing. The book hasn't been written yet.
Yeah.
The book is being written every single day. This is why you need REIGNation. This is why you need to come to us, because we're constantly on there, and collectively somebody's going to tell me something. I think all of you have actually told us something that we go in. Poor Daniel's the one that has to go and research all this stuff, but he does, and he does a damn good job at it. And then we bring that to you in a packaged way to be able to really cut through. There's so many different tools out there. Boy, can I spend your money. I could spend your money on so many different things. Go ahead, Kenny. What was
We signed up for a program called Link You. I'll put that in there. It's quite a comprehensive program. This guy's like ultimate techie ADD, but it's all for not just to show you how to build content and everything, but everything's linked. The CRM, we could distribute emails, Instagram, everything all in one. So check it out. I'll put in there, but it was like $1,000 for like 6 months. He's like super deal offer. Send us a camera. I mean, it's something to go to, even if nothing else, go to his page on YouTube, watch some of those videos, but he's got this ultimate follow-up program, and everything's inclusive. I'm not tech. My wife runs it with another guy that we work with who is a tech, but it's a great overall approach to look at. I'm not saying sign up for it, check it out, but let's look at what he does, because there's a lot of information there, and we're doing the program, and it's helping. My wife's a green agent. I mean, you could go to her. She has a podcast called Home Green Homes, and she just does posts on green stuff and interviews with people. So she's got that going on. But check out this up. Yeah. But anyway,
can you post the link? Because I don't think
I'll post it here.
Post the
The
link.
guy's name is Wesley here. I just posted.
I gotta stop you. Post the link there. Thank you. I just want to just thank.
There's a workshop he does.
To get to a couple other things, but also for those of you that have done this, this is again. Andy didn't like it too much. It didn't really. She thought it was complex, and I don't want to pick up just on Andy. A lot of you have said that they thought it was complex. This is MidJourney. MidJourney, you actually are able to make images that, you know, I wanted to put a group of evil realtors plotting to put a competitor out of business. And that's what the AI actually created for me here. On a more subtle note, my wife is a professional organizer, so I did mid shot of a beautiful and wealthy home organizer, female working in a master bedroom. So we could actually use this content and get this out here. Somebody give me something, shout something out that we could actually create. Jen, tell me something that I could create right now.
How about staging a home?
Okay, staging a home. I'm going to add just a couple other things. Shot with a 35mm camera at sunrise. And we're going to make it an aspect ratio like a movie. So again, this is more of an advanced kind of thing here, but I do this a lot. So now it's going to take about a minute and it's going to create exactly what we actually asked for. And that's pretty remarkable. This is something called MidJourney. Again, we could put up instructions on how to utilize this. Coaching clients, I'm already meeting with you and we could talk about the best practices for using this. But I really truly believe that all of you need to up your game on the content that you're putting out there. Okay, here, so it's creating this now. And it may or may not be what Deneen was looking for, but let's just take a look. It's almost done. Okay, so let's see. I like picture number 3 the best. So we're going to upgrade that. And I'm going to open it up in the web browser. So there's my staged home. AI created it. This doesn't exist anywhere else in the world, at least not this way. And it took the stuff. You may or may not be able to use this for the content, but you're going to be able to give directives. Again, if I could turn you all into content machines, but not with just crap, with content that people are really going to care about, I think it's going to serve everyone's purposes quite well. In any case, that's what I have to say about that. Wants, needs, and brags. Now's the time in the meeting where I want to talk about what you want, what you need, and what you'd like to brag about. It could be about a kid's graduation, or perhaps a deal that you were able to secure. Or maybe it was, I don't know, any type of win. Maybe you found money in your pocket before you put your pants in the wash. I don't care, whatever it is. Now's the time to say it. Who's got some wants? Who's got some needs? Who's got some brags? Andy.
Okay, so it's not quite there yet, but I have a buyer and they just did the inspection and they had come back with a laundry list of items, but it looks like it's going to get done. So we should know soon. And if all goes well, it's going to close on July 12th. It's a cash deal. So fingers crossed, it's almost there. It's been so much a bear of negotiations.
Yeah.
Back and forth 18,000 times. So we're almost there. So hopefully I'm not speaking too soon.
I love it. And tell everyone you're a broker in Florida.
Who's my broker?
No, you are an agent in Florida.
Right.
But
Yes.
you're not in Florida right now.
No, I'm in New Jersey.
Okay. And you're going to be in New Jersey
Yes.
a little bit, but yet business continues.
Yes, I'm doing all my work every day, Monday through Friday. Yep.
And you've got someone that could show for you because you prearranged that, correct?
Yes, thank you to you. Yes, that is true. So now it's perfect.
Yeah, just realize that this is a business that if you actually do the planning that Andy has done, you're going to be able to live a pretty cool life. If you know, it's not an excuse not to work. None of this is. I'm not giving anyone a free pass by showing you this AI stuff. What I'm saying is it could actually make you a little bit better. Thank you for that, Andy. Anyone else? Okay, guys, we've got on Wednesday, Maria Babayev. It's going to be at 12 noon Eastern time, giving our West Coast people a break to be able to get up a little bit later. Maria is, again, among the top agents in the country. And she's got an awful lot to say and a really remarkable story about how she was a horrible broker and they were screwed over, and there was all sorts of stuff that was in there. I really suggest that you come to that meeting. Deneen, go ahead.
Wednesday or Friday?
Did I say Wednesday?
Yeah.
I suck. Don't hang out with me. Friday. Friday,
Okay,
this Friday, in
got
2
it.
days, day after tomorrow,
Got
at 12 p.m. We do have another meeting the following Wednesday, but we will get the agenda and schedule out to all of you. And certainly, if you have questions or want to learn more about what we're doing in the various programs we have, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. And again, you could always email Daniel. He will be your best friend. There is no one more important than Daniel. He just has everything. He's got his fingers on the pulse, and he could help every one of you out with the stuff that you need. Okay, guys, we don't have anyone here to sing us out. Normally, Terry Robeson is here, and he likes to sing a song at the end. That's kind of our little cornball kind of way of being here. But I do want to thank all of you for coming, and I hope to see all of you on Friday at noon, and then again on Wednesday. And again, if you have questions, please give me a buzz. Thank you so much, everybody. Take care.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.